joining us now is a guy who might have some more thoughts on how his brother's team tomorrow could potentially win a Lombardi Trophy.
The Mega Bowl. 7th.
In the Mega Bowl.
Record-breaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, D-Butt, brilliant.
Hey.
Maybe the D-Butt clause here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, obviously future first ballot Hall of Famer. He's the third person ever in the Houston Texans Ring of Honor. He's with us every single week. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ Hua.
Hey, JJ.
Okay, good shirt today. Everybody loves his shirts. That's a good shirt.
Nice shirt yourself, buddy. Nice shirt yourself. Glad to be here. Happy to be on the show. Sounds like we're in the middle of a beautiful think storm right now. Just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
keep it rolling.
It is a think storm. And we're not bringing any umbrellas to this entire thing.
No, we aren't.
All ideas are good ideas right now, JJ, okay? So what Darius basically alluded to is tomorrow night's game that doesn't have a lot of intrigue. Thursday Night Football, Patriots, Steelers. We need to put a Lombardi trophy up from each of them. They each got 6.
Yep.
Put up the pink slips, and obviously winner takes
Hey,
both.
you added this graphic, correct? I'm sorry.
The
I don't want to cut you
graphic
off.
is
You had
great.
to add
What a graphic.
Steve. You added Steve and the owner in there, correct? Or is this really going out on Amazon?
Bob.
That's pretty good, AJ.
Jeez.
What are you talking about? What do you think?
It looks perfect. It looks amazing. Honestly, you got me. I assume this is what they're running on Amazon right now.
Nah, Amazon did run the Bill Belichick one, but there was
This one's better.
There was certainly a decision made to add, a couple more key figures that'll be in tomorrow night's game.
That's right.
Robert Kraft could be in here more than we ever imagined.
Yeah.
If he just offers up one of his Lombardis against the Rooney. JJ, do you think that is a fair kind of proposal for tomorrow night's Thursday Night Football game between these two storied franchises, JJ?
I think the interesting question about it would be which team would be more comfortable doing it. I think obviously Steelers being at home, obviously Connor doesn't sound very confident whatsoever. Got a phone call.
Is that Rooney?
Home phone?
Is that
Yeah, I think it is. I think
landline?
it's-
You have a
What?
landline?
No,
Landline?
wait, can you turn the screen so we can see? Is it the...
That's the old school.
Oh, yeah.
You got a landline?
I'm in one of my best D-line coaches of all time, one of my favorite guys ever, Bill Kolar. He's getting inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame last night, so I'm in Vegas for his induction into the Hall of Fame.
This guy's always on the move. You're always on the move. You know that, JJ. Everywhere.
I mean, this is coming from the guy that has a private jet in his backyard, ready, gassed up at any time.
What was that? What was that?
It's all electric. It's not gas, obviously. You know that. We're taking care of these things.
Electric's even worse.
But I'm always here. Well,
Yeah. Could you imagine
You were
with
just
a-
in New York.
Batteries.
But every time I talk to you, where am I at? Right here. Every time we talk to you, where are you? New York,
Right.
Vegas,
Yeah.
Houston. He was in
London,
Cushing,
Houston.
London. Oh, big win on Saturday. Big win on Saturday. Hey, Gumpy, what happened on Saturday with the Burnley boys?
5-0. The lads were buzzing. Didn't have to park the bus. Unbelievable from the boys.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I like that. Big momentum, obviously. We're just rolling right now. We're
One game
back.
win streak?
Huge.
Unfortunately,
Nope.
ran into a tough Wolverhampton squad yesterday.
What?
What do you mean?
They already had another game since Saturday?
How?
Molyneux Stadium's a tough place to go and get points.
What happened?
Molson
Lost
Stadium?
1-0.
Oh, we scored 5 on Saturday. We can't score 1? Come on.
Tomorrow
What's the-
night.
I thought we had it.
night.
Is that the actual caption of this tweet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, what would you like it to be, Connor?
We suck.
Whoa!
Hey,
What's this, guys? They just won 5-0.
That was too far. I'm sorry.
we just won 5-0. We had
It's Neil,
one blunder.
guys, it's Neil.
We had one big. There you go. Huge result.
Yeah, that's what we
Look at how happy Brownie is. He just looks so happy. It was great. It was a great day.
You're saying Brownie, you know his name. That's huge.
Classic
You know all the
Brownie.
boys' names?
Yes, absolutely.
Any photo would have popped up there. You would have been like, oh, look at Tootsie.
I love that guy.
You would have been able to do that with the boys, with the squad?
Yes, I know them very well. I know them all.
Well, tell them to start winning. It's starting to get really tough to remain a fan. Everybody I know is into this European soccer. I played soccer growing up, never really got into it. And now I have a team. I got a hat.
Yeah.
Burnley's my team. And then all I realize is I feel like Mara, the Giants owner.
Yeah.
All I do is spend my time explaining why our team stinks. And I'm sick of it.
Done with it.
I'm sick of it. We need to start winning, JJ. We
Bummed
need more.
out.
I am bummed out.
Bummed out.
I'm bummed out about it. Why? Saturday was the highlight. If I was telling telling everybody. You see them Burnley boys.
Yeah.
Check it out.
You see Tootsie. You see Benny.
Hell yeah.
Smithy.
It was fun. That'll be fun. We're going
now-
to do that. That's what we're going to do.
Yes, we're going to get it rolling.
Well,
All right.
I appreciate the fanhood. I am very thankful. It has been really cool for everybody who watches and follows along. It certainly will be a lot more fun. The 5-0 was a lot more fun to get the text messages on Saturday than yesterday and other days.
Yeah. So, hey, boys that are watching over there in Burnley, let's live happier lives, all of us.
yeah.
Let's put the ball in the net more than the other team does.
There it is.
And when we put it in, guess what? Everybody's standing on each other's shoulders right in front of that net for the rest of the game.
Exactly.
Just stand there. Just stand there and nobody move. Do you want to win or do you not? You tell us. Let's move along to a team that is winning. A team that you might play for, actually, not just own. Houston Texans. It's not just, obviously, we had C.J. Stroud on yesterday. He was awesome to talk to.
Yeah.
And his story, we're learning more and more about him. The better and better it gets almost. It is a wild phenomenon that Houston Texans have a front man for the next 15 years that are going to be said. That defense, though, JJ. Hey, they're balling over there. They're a real deal. This team is a real deal, JJ.
It's pretty crazy, man. They've got such a young core, which is awesome to see. CJ's obviously incredible. Sad to see Tank go down the way he went down. That's tough because he's such an impressive young player. But then you go to the defensive side of the ball. You got Will Anderson Jr. with 2 sacks, batted balls, TFLs. He's playing incredible against the run. He's now starting to get the sacks to go along with the pressures he's had all season. And then you got Stingley, who just comes back. He's got 4 interceptions in 3 games. And those are 2 young guys on the defensive side of the ball that are playing extremely well. You got John Grenard on the other side from Will Anderson. So I got to give credit to the defensive coordinator, Matt Burke. He was my D-line coach last year in Arizona. He's now the D coordinator there, doing some incredible things with this defense. And I think you just see them growing in confidence as the year goes on, getting better and better. I've said it. I think that Demeco should be the coach of the year. I think that you guys in Indianapolis have a guy who's also got a great argument for coach of the year in Shane Steichen. But really, really exciting stuff happening in Houston, and I think it's going to be exciting for a long time.
Why do you think it's happening? Well, like everybody's going to try to do this. Obviously, young guys hit. Yeah, but like, why are the young guys hitting? Because a lot of excuses are made for young guys that don't hit. They go, they're going into a bad situation. There was no situation worse in Houston a couple years ago, So it's like, why these guys are just special, you think? Like CJ said, Derek Stingley is the most talented guy on the team by far. With everything he has, most athletic guy. Is it just they picked the right guys? Is that what it was?
I mean, I think they certainly have had success with their draft picks. I think they have got some guys who are special. But as you know, as AJ knows, as we all know, in this league, if you get put in a good situation with a good coaching staff who has the right mindset, who has the right knowledge base, and who can get that information across to you properly and get you to understand it and implement it, that's when you're successful. And this coaching staff, Demeco, starts with him and then it trickles down through his whole staff. These guys have the ability to take their knowledge, to take their wisdom and pass it to the players in a way that they understand it, and then also give them confidence. And these players are just building that confidence week after week. And it really, really helps in the National Football League when you got a quarterback who plays at the level CJ's playing so early on and also has the confidence and the leadership ability to do the things he's doing. Not everybody has that. He is a special cat.
Go ahead, AJ.
JJ, what makes somebody a good coach? You mentioned, they can explain what they're thinking or whatever. And you mentioned Matt Burke, your old D-line coach, who's the coordinator there. I was lucky enough to play under him in Cincinnati for a year. I love the dude. Super smart guy. But what makes somebody good? Like, honestly, there's a lot of bad coaches. We know that. But there's also a lot of good coaches out there. What do you think sets the good ones apart?
I think it's a combination of things. And I think having the right combination is what makes it great. So you have to be knowledgeable. You have to be able to understand the game, to be able to game plan, to be able to change within a game, to see, play that chess match. Okay, this is what they did on their opening 15 plays. This means that they're trying to get us into man coverage and see how we're going to make our adjustments. Okay, now I'm going to adjust like this to try and throw them off. You have to have that knowledge base to be able to do that. Then you also have to be able to give that knowledge to guys who may not have the same level. So it's really tough for a rookie coming in to get settled in a new city. They're literally getting a new house. They're getting a new lifestyle. They're getting a new induction into the NFL. And also you're trying to teach them, cloud coverage. You're trying to teach the quarterback how to read these route concepts. You have to be able to deliver that and have the patience and the care to be able to do it. And then on top of all that, you have to be a motivator. You have to be able to pull the best out of your guys. I was talking about Bill Kollar yesterday at his event, and one of the things that he was able to do is extract greatness from me that I didn't know I had within myself. A great coach can pull something out of you, can get you to do things that you yourself didn't even know you had.
Yeah, whenever Tom McMahon came into my life, he was my last special teams coordinator. It was like the way he talked to me to like make me better. It was like, oh, this is probably how people should have been. You know, like this is probably how people should have been doing this for all sports that I played, not just this one. Like a little bit of shit talk, but then also when I wanted to go to war with somebody, like, yeah, let's go rot, like let's go kill this person, and then also back. It was like he almost understood you, you know, and it's like I felt like he understood me as a person. That's not easy to do though. Some coaches, that's a very special trait I think that some people have.
Yes, and I think that it really is something that separates great coaches from good coaches. And I also think it separates how good a person's career can be, how it can change lifestyles, literally. Like, think about every guy that gets drafted every single year, and we judge these guys quicker and quicker every year. We want first-round picks to be great the second they step on the field. Sure. We don't give them any time to develop. We want them to be great, and we don't take into account the coaching staff. We don't take into account the situation. We just say, you need to be good. Well, in reality, not every coach has these abilities. Not every coach can develop a player. And we're just moving on faster and faster.
We just assume they do because it's the NFL. He's the NFL coach. That's literally what people think, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that myself. Like, I got to the NFL, and I just assumed everything everybody is doing is how it's supposed to be done. So I got on the plane on my first road trip in the NFL. And you know this, they go down the aisle, you know, they bring your meal. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take the steak. Thank you very much. And then they come down with a full tray of candy, every candy bar you can imagine. I'm like, yes, I will take Reese's. I will take Kit Kat. I'll take that. Then they come down with an ice cream tray, and it's like ice cream sundaes with hot fudge. I was like, oh, wow, this is how we do it in the NFL. Yes, I will take an ice cream sundae. Then they come around with warm chocolate chip cookies. I was like, this is fantastic. I love this. This is great. I just assumed that, like, this is what you do in the NFL. You eat everything they offer you, and they wouldn't offer it to you if it wasn't good for you because you're in the NFL.
Ice cream.
Sure.
So, and then, like, 3 months in, like, I see a picture of myself my rookie year. I'm like, dude, you were fat as hell. Like, I had baby fat out, so I had to cut out all that and, like, recalibrate. Oh, okay. This maybe not everything in the NFL is exactly how you're supposed to do it.
I think that's every business. There's a lot of greats in the NFL, though. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Oh, yeah. You played with one of them, D-Hop, who played a long time, put up crazy numbers with, I would say, not the greatest list of quarterbacks. Not going to throw any of your teammates under the bus, but another guy in that category.
Who are some?
Probably in his own category. 10 straight 1,000-yard seasons now from Mike Evans. What do you see from this guy?
Hall of Famer, man. Hall of Famer. I think Mike, the consistency, the level at which he plays at, the ability to do it over years, and like you said, it's not necessarily – he had Brady for a couple of years, but it hasn't necessarily been with the most elite level of all time. And I think the crazy thing about Mike is that he just doesn't get the same hype as you feel like he deserves because he's kind of like – he's reserved. He doesn't do anything like crazy flashy. He's not out there a ton, and I think that he is – somehow, for a guy who's had 1,000 yards every single year of his career, he's underrated, and he shouldn't be. Like he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he will be, and I think we should appreciate his game because it's pretty special what he's doing at the highest level.
10 straight.
Sir.
That's crazy. Just health-wise, how do you last? You know, let alone quarterback and change and everything like that. Got a Super Bowl too. I mean,
his quarterback's also in that D-Hop range.
Yeah, he's a free agent, right? After this year,
where's he going?
Shouldn't be. He needs that. I said it before the year started when they had the back and forth. He should have got that Larry Fitzgerald Arizona Cardinals treatment
forever.
Like Tampa. Hey, as long as you want to be here, you're going to be here. 10 straight 1,000-yard seasons with that, that list of quarterbacks. Like that's crazy.
Come to Indianapolis. Come to Indianapolis.
That would work.
I told CJ yesterday he needs to take a couple weeks off every season. I don't know if you saw that. Told him take off those 2 weeks.
No, they're doing a good job in Indy, man. Shane has done a really, really good job up there. It's very impressive what they put together. Gardner's playing well. I mean, they're doing a good job. DeForest, Zaire, like it's a good crew, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, you're damn right it is. Hey,
The AFC South in general, like people sleep a little bit on it. Obviously, Trevor just got hurt.
Best division
but
in
AFC
football.
South is rolling.
Might be 3 teams in the playoffs. Jeff Saturday brought that to my attention yesterday. He's like, hey, 3 AFC South teams might be able to make it with the way everything's set up. Now, Patriots at 2-10 are still in the hunt somehow. So there's a lot of
They're not.
there's a lot of hypothetical scenarios with the playoffs.
Big ass bubble right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of bubbles.
They can win out.
There's 12 backup quarterbacks, though, out of 32, 9 of them in the AFC. I mean, there's so much that could still unfold. Now, let's go to college football real quick, and good luck here. Ty, go ahead.
Yeah, JJ.
Oh, yeah, great. This is great.
Listen, basically everyone has an opinion on this. A lot of people are pissed off. There's a lot of swords being, shoved into people's throats, in people's backs. Georgia fans are pissed. They think they should be in. Probably should be in. Florida State, obviously, is up in arms. You go undefeated. Do everything you can do, but they're on the outside looking in. What's your opinion on the way this kind of all played out?
What are you laughing about, JJ?
Yeah,
is this a joke?
This is funny.
Is that a funny joke, JJ?
Kids are
Yeah,
involved.
This is not a laughing matter. And also, I'm curious. I'm pretty sure you played in a Rose Bowl, but now for Georgia and Florida State, how many of those guys do you think are just going to say screw it, I'm not going to play in my bowl game because we don't have the opportunity anymore, and now I'm just going to focus on going and playing in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, there is no real way to win this question here.
Yeah, here we go, JJ.
Let's take a stab at it. Why don't
for
we?
Burnley.
The first thing that I look at is as a player. I sit there and I think, okay, if I'm a player, what am I thinking about? A Florida State player sitting in that locker room, went undefeated all year, won their conference, the ACC. It sucks for them. It really does suck for a player that put everything on the line. And yeah, your quarterback's out, but you still found a way to win. And you have no idea what's going to happen in the future. So you're going to judge us on that. All I think about is if you sat there and as a player and you were like, what more did you want us to do? You can't say anything. There is nothing more that team could have done. So I think it really, really sucks for those guys. I feel really bad for them. As far as the other teams, and I will say at the same time, as a college football fan, am I not excited for these 4 teams to match up? Yeah, it is. I do think this is going to be a great matchup in the college football playoffs. So I also can't act like if somebody was getting screwed. Somebody was absolutely getting screwed.
Yes,
it's just a fact.
I agree. And obviously Florida State, I would, if I was a player on that team or my boy was playing on that team, I would not be happy.
Sweet.
But also, I think I would at least try to motivate the team to be if you beat the back-to-back national champions, who also have a gripe in this entire thing, who won 29 straight, then they win a game or lose a game in a neutral site after beating everybody for how many years? It's if you beat them, you should claim yourself a national champion.
You are a national champion.
If you're undefeated and you beat the back,
1,000%,
1,000%, and I would take that forever, and everybody would be like, well, they did. They did beat the back-to-back national champion. And next year, though, can't come soon enough with the 12 teams.
Yeah.
Cannot come soon enough with the 12
fascinating.
teams. Yeah.
On campus playoff games, that's going to be so sweet.
I think Georgia would be hosting one this year.
Yes.
So, that would be obviously bananas down there in Athens. And you also give these dudes a chance, if they make a mistake or have a bad day. It's aren't we looking to give opportunity? One day their whole life is ruined. That's pretty much what college. I mean, it happened to my team. It happened to me pretty much. Because we had one game against Pitt that we should have won. We win that one. We're in the national championship. We win probably against both those teams that were potentially in there. So it's now they open it to 4, but it's you have one bad day. It's held against Georgia. 29 straight wins. Back-to-back national champions.
Nuts.
They lose one game. It's no, can't defend your title. It's that makes sense. And then Texas loses to Oklahoma after beating Alabama 3 months ago. But Alabama's a completely different team now than they were then. And Texas is a different team. It's they were never going to get it right, ever.
No, it's an impossible task. And I mean, we should have put a camera in there. I don't know how we don't have the footage. It would be, that would have done prime time numbers.
I would assume that everybody in there does not want the takes that they're having. And Petronas, the CFO of Florida, which I'm not sure how many states have CFOs, he said, they need to disclose their votes, and we're going to do something about this. And I understand why the CFO would be potentially about it.
Yeah.
Because the amount of money in these national championships and these college football playoffs that come to these programs, let alone the exposure and everything else that come, It's real deal. It's just like in James Madison when the Attorney General of Virginia was like, we're going to sue the NCAA for this. I'm like, okay, all right, well, good luck.
I mean, we were talking about it on the CBS set a little bit on Sunday morning before the show started, and we were kind of just talking amongst ourselves, and they were like, who do you actually think gets in? Not who do you think deserves, not who do you think actually gets in? And I was like, just follow the money, man. Like which four?
JJ, so that's a whole nother thing. Like we're on ESPN now, so anything we say is obviously ESPN tells me to say. It's like, okay. Also, ESPN owns the ACC network. Okay, for like the next 5 years, I think. I don't know. I think it's 5 more years. It's like you don't think they want to see an ACC?
Yeah.
Like, what are we
vested in?
Why is that like the? Why is that the automatic? Like last night with Adam Silver, he wants LeBron James and the Lakers in it. You don't think he wants Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and that Phoenix Suns team in there either? It's like those things are always awesome. Oh, you're saying no. You're saying no.
Jage.
I mean, I'm not saying those aren't big things, but like when you put one thing against another thing, like it's one thing is going to be bigger than the other thing.
Yeah, but you think they're willing to sacrifice the
no, but I think when
that?
everything else is like when everything else is tight and everything is like people are like which one? I think the natural choice is to.
You think that committee thought about that? You think the committee thought about that in there when they were talking? Because that's like athletic directors.
Oh, yeah.
The head of the the head of the whole thing is an ACC athletic director, Boo Corrigan, the man who says nothing for the entire season until after the thing he gives full answers. But like, you think that is that's a wild thing to just assume for humans.
I can tell you this: if he's the head and he is the head of ACC or whatever, and there was already rumblings of Florida State trying to leave the ACC before the season, which would absolutely crush his school. So he would want Florida State in.
You remember? You're saying you're not saying you held that against Florida State.
But yeah, what does the decision say to the ACC? It says you can win your conference and it doesn't matter. So now if you're a team in the ACC, you're like, I got to get out of here, man.
Well, they were trying to get out of there because TV deals that were potentially happening other places as well. I mean, it's all a shit show.
AJ, a lot of people, I mean, the Ohio State Georgia thing has been a very big discussion as well. Obviously, neither of them made it in, but Ohio State being ranked lower than Georgia is also a pretty interesting one. Ohio State's only losses to the number 1 team in the country. Georgia's losses to the number 8 team. I'm not saying right or wrong, but let's hear your thoughts. AJ.
Ohio State, you guys just worry about who you guys are buying to be quarterback next.
Yeah, you guys.
That's everybody. It seems like no. I mean, I think honestly, Ohio State people probably feel, hey, if we're not in the top 4, you might as well be 100. Like, who cares?
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
That's a shame too, isn't it?
Yeah.
End up as 5 in the country.
You should put him at 100 then. If AJ put him at 100,
you're right.
Okay.
Do it.
You're right.
Make him play.
All right, we took care of that.
Same bowl game.
Make him play.
Same bowl game still.
No, make him play in the Belk Bowl.
Yeah, Poinsettia Bowl.
That Georgia-Florida State Bowl.
Beautiful.
I hope they take it serious. I hope they play in it.
Johnny Wilson
me
declared
too.
for the draft today. I don't know if he's playing or not, but that's just another reason. I don't know if he would have played in the playoffs or
No,
not.
because because if Florida State wins, there are all these people that are very, very angry. Rightfully so.
Yeah,
okay,
it
I
is a
understand.
bummer.
Even bummed out.
Yeah,
Bummed
they
out.
should be
We're all
bummed
very
out.
They're
bummed
kind of
out.
bummed out.
We're bummed out about it for them. But the system is a terrible.
What if
system.
they'd have blown them out? What if they'd have won in a landslide in the ACC championship? That's the only way that they probably would have put them in.
59-0.
Correct?
Yes.
Yes,
Put 'em in.
because everybody's talking about the Cardale Jones one. It was like, it was 59-0. That's that they kept talking about that. I don't make any of these decisions, by the way.
None.
I don't have a vote for anything. I'm on that game day and everybody knows why. I'm just, I'm firing off. I mean, Herbstreit gave Jaden Daniels the Heisman 2 or 3 weeks ago on the show. And it's like, that guy has an actual vote. Like, we got to listen to that.
Yeah.
And like,
we got him in the bowl game too. Not we play LSU in the bowl game.
Yeah, you guys
Tampa,
stink.
So. All right.
I'll be
All
fine.
right. All right.
look at 50 touchdowns.
Stink.
Who's Ohio State have? Missouri?
No, yeah, they do, yeah. In the Cotton Bowl.
Oh yeah, because
Oregon's got Liberty.
Yep.
Yeah.
that'll be a great game.
Hey, last year,
Basketball, crazy things happen.
last year Tulane had to play USC, and people said the same thing, and Tulane won.
Yep.
Whenever we played Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl, Stoops actually said, we think we should be playing a better team like the week before I was playing there.
Don't look at. I mean, I'm not
Yes.
betting
It's
against
crazy.
that.
Pat White's on the field. Pat White is playing football.
Pat White, Steve Slayton.
Steve was not there.
he wasn't there?
Noah Devine Yeah.
Noel Devine. Yeah, man. What a name.
Yeah, Owen Schmidt was running wide open. Tito Gonzalez, one of our wide receivers, he ended up catching like a 65, 70-yard ball or whatever. But yeah, we beat the shit out of him. I mean, it wasn't, what do we even? It's Pat White, dude. What do you think is going to happen? So I guess that can happen. You know, there's upsets that can take place. Nowadays, though, it feels like if it's not the semifinals, people aren't like your best player. It's almost like a next year game, which is wild because this Florida State thing's never going to have an answer. Because if they're not playing their best team and Georgia's not playing their best team, it's like we can't even use it as a judgment of anything in this entire situation.
Yeah, it makes no. I mean,
it's kind of one of the things we were talking about earlier with the NFL, with coaching, with developing players. Like it does feel like that's now trickled down, obviously, to the college level with NIL, with transfers. Like if you don't play your freshman year, boom, you're out. Like one of the best things that at Wisconsin, they develop walk-ons. They develop guys. Offensive lineman comes in as a freshman. He bulks up. He learns the program. He gets in the strength program. And then he becomes a first-round draft pick. Like I feel like we are starting to lose a little bit of that development. We're starting to lose a little bit of that patience where we understand, appreciate that people need time to grow. People need coaching. People need a strength program. People need a nutrition program. We need to develop players. And I feel like at both the professional and the college ranks, we're starting to lose a little bit of that development. And for me, that's unfortunate and sad because I think there's a lot of great players that just simply need that time and development, and we're not giving it.
Yeah, and with this NIL stuff, our dudes, 18, 19-year-old guys get $1 million. Are they going as hard, you think? I don't know. They're going to have to be super mentally tough. That's all I'm saying.
Could you imagine, dude? Could you imagine just like rolling around campus in a Lambo? I was rolling around on like a Vespa scooter that I bought with my Pizza Hut money, and I thought I was the shit. Like if I pulled up in a Lambo.
Pizza Hut money? Is that what we heard? You worked at Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut. Yeah, I worked at Pizza Hut.
The best pizza, right? We all agree.
Did it have a salad bar?
Lunch buffet is great.
Yeah.
No, I was a delivery driver. So
smoking weed, delivering pizza.
I thought it was the sweetest job ever. I was like, so you're telling me I can just drive and listen to music and drop pizzas off people's house and they'll tip me? And they're like, yeah, this sounds great. And like during your breaks, you can make your own pizzas. So I would experiment, make my own pizzas.
The JJ Watt Pizza Hut. All right. So you Pizza Hut fan or just any pizza shop would have done for you?
I just need a job.
JJ?
I need a job.
You don't know what you just walked
into. Tread carefully, my friend.
What's going on here? I'm in. I love this. Let's talk.
Well, you are.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of talking.
You are.
You're doing a lot of talking right now. So, pizza, you don't like Pizza Hut?
I didn't say anything about. I just said I loved eating it on my breaks.
Ty, what did you hear?
No, he said I just needed a job. And, he's talking about I was driving a Vespa. Everyone knows if you work at a Pizza Hut, you probably could have bought a Lambo because everyone's buying Pizza Hut.
Yep.
And the amount.
Why is that?
Well, because it's the best pizza that you can find in the world. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you're from. Pizza Hut will always deliver, no matter what. No matter what. We were just
JJ will.
Yeah, JJ will deliver to you.
I will.
We were just in New York. JJ, you've been there all the time. I'm sure you've grabbed many slices of pizza. It's like, wow, this is delicious. But at the end, when you take that last piece of crust and put it in your mouth, there's just a little voice in the back of your head just saying, like, man, Pizza Hut still shits on this. This is crazy. I thought this was the best pizza ever. Pizza Hut is the best pizza in the world, JJ. That's kind of what we were waiting for you to say, but
you went the opposite direction.
You did.
You was forced to work for the Hut.
I needed a job.
Yeah, kind of. That's what's up.
Yeah, I missed the bit.
It's not a bit. Oh, now you're making it even worse.
It's not a bit. Try not to drop an F-bomb here. It's a way of life, okay?
Their breadsticks are fire.
Yeah.
Breadsticks are
Done.
fire.
What about the pizza or the wings?
The wings? You ever had the wings? Wingy?
Wings, yeah.
Wing Street always collapsed them.
Yep.
I used to have like the chocolate breadsticks or the cinnamon breadsticks. Yeah. My favorite pizza. I made a thin crust with the buffalo chicken with some ranch and some jalapenos. It was
spicy.
Buffalo chicken with jalapeno. I like that.
Yeah.
You like it hot. I respect that. Pizza Hut does always deliver, though. Maybe even JJ Watt being the one delivering.
That's right. That'd be cool.
Shout out to Pizza Hut. Yeah, but we talked about this yesterday. Pizza Hut does load that up with so much grease.
Absolutely.
And who knows what else ingredients in there that immediately upon eating it, you feel like
I do. I know.
shit.
I know. I did it.
That's all part of the experience, though.
Yeah.
Like when I order Pizza Hut, I'm like, God, I cannot wait to eat this, and I also cannot wait to shit until I'm basically pooping out blood later. Like, that's part of the experience. That's why I love Pizza Hut
I don't
so
think
much.
so.
I don't think that's
All right. I
expressive.
thought there might have been a Pizza Hut endorsement with the show until now. Now I
No.
No. This no bit.
This is not a bit.
No endorsement.
This is not a bit.
This is a reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
This has actually been a conversation on this particular program for about 5 years.
It has been.
So it's only brewing now that it's at ESPN and probably getting amplified a good bit.
Another fun fact too: Pizza Hut was founded in Wichita.
What was that?
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wichita,
Wow, that was really good.
Okay.
What place was that again?
That was Wichita.
Hey,
Kansas.
good job.
Who else
Look at this
has some memorable stuff with that particular?
Barry Sanders.
How
Run,
come?
Barry, run.
How come?
He's the greatest running back ever.
Yeah, but what happened
Yeah,
with Barry
specifically.
Sanders? What was the
Well,
story?
he allowed the hometown paper, the Wichita Eagle, to break his retirement.
It's tough.
How close were you to Wichita? Right
It was, hey, it's tough. It's a battle every day. Every
You can
time.
see the wheels turning. You can see the
Every
wheels
time.
turning in his head.
I'll tell you what. I almost.
Yeah.
It has almost become
They should probably change their name.
Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah.
To
Sure.
me,
Might have to.
It's not good. All right, let's move away. Let's get back to some football. Tone has a question for you, JJ.
Yeah, JJ, we're going to run a clip for you. And while you listen to this, I want you to take your time, answer to the best of your ability, and let me know if you agree.
You look at, what Purdy's doing. Purdy is playing great football for a second-year QB regardless. I think, but the thing about it, I think his playmakers are just making better plays. If you see Debo's runs, those are quick passes. Yes, he's getting to him. But honestly, sometimes, truth about it or not, and I am talking crazy right now.
This is the part.
I am talking crazy right now. And I'm talking very crazy. I truly believe I could be Tyreek Hill's quarterback. Yeah. Maybe. I could throw it up to Tyreek Hill. I could throw a screen pass to Debo.
He's a great athlete.
And this might be the crazy Madden side of me, but these players are just that good. Christian McCaffrey's just that good. If I get the ball out to Christian McCaffrey in space, he's going to make someone miss. He's going to make a play happen for me. Of
course.
Same thing with Debo.
Yep.
Ayuk, Kittle, they're great playmakers. If you watch that game, they were able to make people's miss and obviously make big plays off of it. Small pass, precise passes,
of course.
kept in front of them. You look at the pass chart, right? Those aren't hard passes. They're good passes. But those players are really freaking good at what they do. They're some of the best. Each player is top 5 at their position. But they're just super good. And that's just what they do.
I'm talking crazy right now. I am out of pocket right now. But Micah can say whatever the hell he wants. But this is like a narrative out there, JJ.
Well, I mean, yeah, to his credit, he said, I'm probably crazy like 6 times. So he did preface it with an acknowledgement of the craziness of what he was about to say. So touche. I do think it is. I do think that Brock doesn't get enough credit. I mean, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, like Tom had, not throughout his whole career, but he had Randy Moss. Like the quarterbacks have had great receivers. Like you can't punish a guy because he's got incredible weapons. And there's zero denying he has incredible weapons. The weapons around him are unbelievable, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he's delivering, that he's orchestrating, that he's leading, that he's doing everything it takes. I think it's very easy for us to sit and say, anybody could do that job, but the reality is there's 32 starting quarterbacks in the National Football League, and not a lot of them are performing anywhere near that level, and then backups come in and they don't perform near that level. But then Jake Browning has a great night, which was an incredible night. He deserves credit for that. By the way. That was
Jake.
Spectacular. But I think Brock, it's not like he did this for 2 games. Like it's not like he just came in, replaced somebody, and had 2 great games and then fell off. He has consistently shown that he is able to do this, that he's able to read the defenses, that he's able to deliver the ball, that he's able to do everything this offense needs him to do. So give the guy some credit. It sucks when everybody just picks apart performances by a guy. Like, the guy's playing lights out.
Yeah, he makes throws, too, that are just in a bucket. I'm very thankful for him. But the only reason why we bring it up is because the confidence that Micah has is awesome.
Yeah.
I hope he keeps
awesome.
Awesome. It is fantastic. But that is like a narrative about Brock. But it's not by the books. Not by the books. He's currently odds-on favorite to win MVP.
Here we
There
go.
you go.
Brock.
Way to go, Brock. I believe he has moved to the odds-on favorite, which, wouldn't have happened, I feel like, just a few months ago.
No.
The conversation, he's gimmick. The sports books are finally giving him some credit. Dak Prescott has had a phenomenal year.
Very, very.
Jalen Hurts, obviously, all that guy does is win and produce. How will they respond after what happened with Brock Purdy and the Niners? Patrick Mahomes, how will they respond after what happened with the Green Bay Packers, obviously? And then Lamar Jackson, they've been dominant on the AFC side. A lot of people say they're the most complete and consistent team on the AFC. Is it because Lamar Jackson? And how about Tua? Driving that Lamborghini, that 700 horsepower offense to perfection while also playing Eric Clapton on Monday Night Football.
That's right.
It's a great crew right now. It's a great crew of MVP candidates, and Brock Purdy's at the top fitting the sportsbook size. I hope the humans
I think we need to go to a best quarterback award and a best player award, because Tyreek Hill, the season he's putting up is unbelievable. It's like what he's doing on a week-to-week basis, the numbers he's going to have at the end of the year. Like, he absolutely deserves. And yes, we're probably going to give MVP to a quarterback. We're probably going to give Offensive Player of the Year to Tyreek. But like, he deserves some sort of recognition for the season he's putting up. It is mind-boggling what he does on a weekly basis. But as I've always said, the MVP is 100% a quarterback award, as it should be, because the most valuable player is the guy that touches the ball every single snap and the guy that controls the whole game, and that's always going to be a quarterback. But like, a guy like Tyreek deserves credit for what he's doing. It's incredible.
I saw you give a speech on CBS on Sunday, I believe, about that entire topic. It was great. Very well delivered. Yeah. The angle, because who won it over you the year you were the best player in football?
Aaron.
Oh. Aaron who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Sure.
Yeah, you're best friend of the show, conspiracy theorist.
Whoa!
In New York yesterday. Going at journos, going at the journos. Yeah. Great. I mean, Hall of Fame.
Did you win it any other year?
No. He got 4. Like, he couldn't even just give up one.
Yeah.
Like,
4 of them.
He's got 4. Like, come on.
Aaron Donald probably should have one too.
Boom, that's a lot. So you had to answer that question a lot, I assume. So that's.
I've answered it my whole life, but I stay with it to this day. That
Did you imagine you have an MVP as a defensive player?
That'd be sweet.
Oh my
most valuable player is a quarterback. Like, it should be. It always will be. So don't, like, there's no point in even having the debate or the discussion. That's just physically how it will be. You could be the best player on the planet, and you will not be more valuable to your team than a great quarterback.
Touch ball every play.
Every play.
Guys pissed
Every play.
about it.
Yeah, you are a little.
Too.
Yeah,
It does feel like you're a little
riled up.
Is everything all right?
No, it's a fact.
Yeah,
like, we ended 9-7. Like, I mean, it was literally scored offensive touchdowns, defensive touchdowns, sacks, doesn't matter. We still finished 9-7. Like, you have to, like, a quarterback is the most valuable player on the team. It's a fact.
All right. And you're just saying it shouldn't, maybe the award that we should be getting pumped up about is BP. Best player.
Yep.
Yeah, here we go.
Everybody's.
I just think like a guy like Tyreek is doing an unbelievable thing. Like, he does deserve some form of credit, and he's going to get it in Offensive Player of the Year. But
you're saying it's bigger than that, because this could be a defensive player that's doing this. That's best player.
And it's crazy that he's not even on that list you just showed of, like, the top 10 on odds. You know, he's not even on the list.
Plus 1,600, I think.
Hey, Tyreek, keep going. We appreciate you.
Keep going.
You're up for the BP on this show.
We love you.
You're up for the BP. That's a big deal.
That's how we'll get it out.
That's a BD.
Yeah.
One of those BPs.
That's right.
PMBP, big award. PMBP.
Did you win a midi?
There it is.
He did.
He won.
Yeah, he won a midi.
Offensive.
He won offensive midi.
It's already
We're handing out middies. Obviously, everybody bashed us for the name. It was midway season, so
What do you want?
we didn't make it up. It's
No.
just the way it goes.
Kind of how it is.
Reality.
Con Man has a question for you about a big one here, Week 14.
Yeah, JJ. First of all, I think I speak for everyone. You're an MVP in our book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Just so you know, when you lay your head down at night, we think you're an
And a
MVP. but-
WPMOY.
Bingo. Also that. What do we actually need to think about, with this game tomorrow night? Obviously, the gimmicks of putting up a Super Bowl, I think that should be done.
Yep.
I also think Rooney and Kraft both have to take a snap at running back and middle linebacker throughout at one point of the game. But what should we look for here? And should I be nervous that the Patriots will leave Pittsburgh with 0 quarterbacks because your brother's going to have 18 sacks?
What's the over under on this?
30.
I'm actually curious.
30.
Wow.
Yeah, unless it changed.
Yeah, I think we should be looking to see if we could hit that number because the way it's been going, it kind of feels like we're I don't know where that's coming from. But it's Pittsburgh, it's New England, it's two massively historic franchises. Again, we talk about this all the time. You guys talked about it earlier. Like Pittsburgh's 7-5 and in the 5th seed in the playoffs. Like we're acting like it's some like down and out team that's like not having any chance. They're literally the 5 seed right now. But I think that speaks to the expectation level when you have 6 Super Bowls. Also, on the other side of the game, the Patriots talking about possibly having Belichick move on after this year. That speaks to the level of greatness that organization aspires to and expects when you have a guy with 6 Super Bowl trophies and you're kind of like ushering him out the door a little bit. Like those are the levels of expectation that create the greatness. And it just seems that neither team is quite meeting what their fan bases expect right now. But I mean, if I'm watching the game Thursday night, which I will be, obviously, I would say it's probably going to be pretty low scoring.
You said I will be, obviously, because you're a supportive brother. You're definitely going to be watching that game. You won't fall asleep in the middle of it. Yeah, I guess you're on West Coast. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
No, I will not. I watch very, very closely.
Hey, TJ said that the NFL is against them. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he had a half sack taken away in this game that I truly do not understand. Like I've been in the NFL for 12 years and I've argued sacks and I've had sacks taken away. I've had sacks given. So I know very well what the criteria is for getting a sack and for getting a half sack. And the half sack that they took away from him this week was truly bizarre.
Here's TJ Watt talking about it all.
I don't know. The NFL has something going against me, so I don't want to talk any more negatively towards them.
Yes.
I don't know what I did, but I'll leave it at that.
It's awesome. Now they're saying that's on misholding calls. Yeah. Sounds like there is some holding calls, but what you're saying is also the statisticians are trying to get them a little bit as well. I did not know that was the case, and I didn't know that happened. What is that process that takes place?
So like there's obviously the statisticians watching the game. They score the play however they want to score it, whether it's a sack or it's a half sack. You know, generally it's the first guy to hit him, and then if you guys hit at the same time, it's going to be a half. If one guy hits him first and clearly he's going to get him and another guy joins, then that first guy gets it. In a situation like it was this Sunday, the quarterback's going down, it becomes the first player to touch him gets the sack. It's literally how it's always been. And then there used to be a review process during the week where if you had one that you wanted to dispute, you had your team turn in the play, a video with a written thing saying this is why we believe the stat should be changed. Now they've recently changed it to, there's a team in New York that does in-game changes. So they'll watch the plays back, any controversial plays, they'll watch it back during the game, change the stats in real time. So I'm watching the game from the CBS studios. I see TJ get the sack. I'm like, yes, that's a full sack. I look at the stats. It is a full sack. And then a quarter later, I go back just to see how many tackles he's got, and it's changed to a half. And I'm like, what the? Because this happened in an earlier game. He had a half sack that he was given, and it got taken away. And like when you're in a situation where you're at the top of the board and you're possibly going to be the NFL leader in it, or you could set records. I mean, he got one taken away when he was going to break the record. The Baltimore Ravens game in the last game of the season, he should have broken the record, and they took it away from him. So it's like, yeah, people can say stats don't matter or whatever, but you know
when your legacy is dependent upon it. Yeah, they do matter. Here's the play, I think, and I'm bummed out about this.
Super bummed out.
I'm super bummed out.
Yeah, like that is 100% TJ's sack. I don't understand how that's. They gave TJ the sack first, and then they went back, reviewed it, and they split it between the two. Oh, I don't like it's.
Highsmith.
Pretty clear there.
Hey, congrats to Highsmith picking up a half
sack, Alex.
But on the flip side here, so this is not the first time this has happened with TJ, you're saying?
No, it's not. So like I think that's part of the reason he feels a little certain type of way because it's. I mean,
run that video again from TJ. Now that we've seen the video and this has happened before.
I don't know. The NFL has something going against me, so I don't want to talk any more negatively towards them.
What do you mean, JJ? Or TJ?
I don't know what I did, but I'll leave it at that.
So he genuinely, huh?
Yeah, shoot pissed.
Yeah, the NFL is actually fucking me.
Yeah.
In real time.
Yeah.
So
we all see it.
So you tell me.
I mean, am I wrong? Like if everybody here watched that video. Like, am I wrong? Is that not?
No, and I had no idea that there was a full process because I always thought there was a favorable statistician for whenever things are happening or when a record is potentially about to be broke. But I would assume that did take place for so long that the NFL had to come in and step in the name of fairness and everything. And now it's like, what if there's somebody in one particular position that feels a certain way about a potential record too? You don't know the history of that person's fandom. Of every. I mean, there's so many things.
Rushers, they get pissed. Oh, like Robert Mathis used to be still talking about shit on like Thursday of like, oh, he gave it to me. We set the this in and that, and then you see Highsmith. You see him. They know the rules. Hey, let me get this first touch. You see guys going, guys just reaching in, getting the finger in to get a half. I love it, man.
Yeah, I do as well.
Oh, yeah. And then the rule is, so like one guy could have a quarterback completely wrapped up, but if you knock the ball out, you get the full sack. It doesn't matter. You could just tip the ball and you get the full sack. So like there's all sorts of little things. Pass rushers care a lot. And D-Butt knows there's also a big thing where if you get a sack, but a DB got like a pass interference or a holding penalty, you don't get it. But then on the flip side of that, I once got a roughing the passer penalty when we got an interception, and I have never felt more bad in my life. Like I went and apologized. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I know how hard.
That's like an offensive lineman jumping off sides or maybe a holding call.
The worst.
When you're on the opposite side of the run.
Oh, it's the worst. It's
the worst. You return it. Like
you have like a big
yards.
screen that goes like 50 yards, and you turn around and you're like.
I've heard from a young offensive lineman, not a teammate of mine, but another place, that there was a play that was called for one particular wide receiver, and they were saving that play for like a special time. And old buddy jumped off sides on said play, so didn't get the run play. And wide receiver reminded offensive lineman immediately upon getting into the huddle. So after the name has been announced to the stadium of being offsides, we have 5. Hey, that ball was supposed to that was a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was
me.
I was supposed to score a touchdown, right? Just want to thank you. Thank you.
And that's a real thing. Like you're legitimately mad. It's not like hey, it's okay. No, I'm fucking pissed off.
Hey, there's a careers hat here. And things to take place. Well, we hope they start treating TJ a little bit more fair.
It's about time.
I will say, we started our show with no sound. We ended our show on ESPN with you just talking. It was a home run back here in the Thunderdome. You know what I mean?
What happened with the sound? We just didn't have it?
Yeah, there was a fatal mistake that was made. And the sound has been an issue 2 to 3 days this week.
Yep.
That's right.
But the good news about tomorrow, it's going to be good.
Perfect.
Another rock.
That New York studio adjustment, buddy, that one was tough. That was not. There was a lot.
Really?
There was a lot of moving pieces.
A lot of firsts in that studio.
We'll make an exception for your show, I guess. And then anytime that happens, it's this never happened before. So now we gotta. Yeah, it was a lot of. It was
So when you guys go into there, I'm fascinated by the logistics of this. Okay. Like, do you guys just kind of take over the set and you run it as you would, or do they run it as they normally run it? Well, and you just are like guests.
So your questions are good ones. You know, we still have them. We still have those questions, because, a little bit. Camera people were awesome.
People were
a little bit of both.
They had no idea what our show was, so they were experiencing our show for the first time in the studio with us while it was happening.
Yep.
And we just had PTZs everywhere, so we apologize for not having humans on these cameras. But like somebody having to sit behind that camera and watch me, what and then you guys, there's somebody who is a very professional, very, very accomplished camera person, just sitting there and, you two give a speech on whatever you wanted to give a speech about. Pizza Hut, for instance, yesterday.
Absolutely.
It's just like we felt terrible for them. And then the behind the scenes stuff, like how our show is just kind of freewheeling, It's not like we got the blocks. So there has to be a lot of communication between both me and back and then me to back, which isn't a normal thing, I don't think. And then also, like, when others talk, who can hear? I don't know if people can hear people talk on TV with the way I was being told.
Exactly.
We wonder why some people say the things they say. I think they can't hear anybody else that is on the set with them.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of told, like, your turn on San Francisco. It's like, here we go. I have my entire, because there was, you know what I mean? So
That's crazy.
We don't know what's normal and what's not normal. So, but we will say, everybody worked their asses off to try to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Thank you, people.
I also have to say, I know you've been giving credit for it 100 times, but the Georgia-Alabama pick on game day on Saturday, just chef's kiss.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
I did not know, that was all going to happen. I didn't know how filled it was.
Yeah, a lot of people.
When I started talking, and I was like, what's that coming down the track? And then they showed on the screen, like the jib shot. And I was like, damn. And then I heard it echoing.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. Wow, there's a lot of people here.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that was some grade A level television. Good work.
That's what they say about our show, good TV.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Had no sound today, and we just powered right through the hard out.
And Monday.
And Monday we did the same with no sound. And we also had a control room in Bristol call into our show live.
Yeah,
exactly.
Perfect.
Yesterday.
I heard that. That was awesome.
Dan in Bristol.
So we're terrible at TV, but we check
He
1,
kept
2.
coming back.
They can't hear me.
They should not be able to hear me.
Yep, no, they can't.
We can, Dan. We can. Anyways, JJ, we're very thankful for you, pal. Have a great one out there in Vegas. What are you doing today? You hitting the tables a little bit?
Bud?
No, I'm flying home right after this. We're done. We had a little golf outing for him yesterday. He loves golf. We had a dinner. It was really incredible. He's impacted so many lives. I mean, Gary Kubiak, Wade Phillips, DeMarcus Ware. I mean, there were some massive names here to support him. It was really, really cool. And he's been a coach for a very long time. Finally retired. He wrestled a bear his rookie year when he was on the Cincinnati Bengals. He was a first-round pick, and he went to Cincinnati. And they were like, you want to make an extra $50? And he was like, yeah.
Classic.
And so they took him on the street corner in Cincinnati. They had a declawed bear, but a real bear. And he literally wrestled it on the street corner in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Who's this?
Legend. Bill Kolar, defensive line coach, legend. He played at Montana State, was an All-American, Conference Player of the Year, first-round draft pick, and then he was a D-line coach. He coached me. He coached Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Derek Wolfe. He coached a bunch of great players.
Damn.
All right. Shout out Coach Cole.
Did he pin the bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, who
Did he
won?
pin the bear?
No,
Who won?
I know. So, and I also I've been dying for video of this my whole life. I think he has a photo of it, like a black and white photo, but no video. But it was a good 4 foot tall bear. So it was still shorter than him, but they were like grappling, and he actually had it. The picture that I saw, he had it behind the neck. It was.
Anybody worried about the mouth? I know he don't have any claws, but
he had
the
to be
mouth.
muzzled, right? Was he muzzled?
Yeah, I would imagine. I can't say I recall at the moment. I had to. I mean, physically it had to be. There's no way.
They get mouthy.
Yeah, because they would like to gnaw on your arm.
Could you pin a 4 foot tall bear, AJ, right now?
I don't think so, but honestly, the more you talked about it, that sounds like that would be a good time. Are they still doing that anywhere?
I don't know. For $50,
maybe a 3.5 footer. I'd do it for 100, probably.
It'd be fascinating. I mean, declawed and muzzled.
Inflation.
That would actually be a pretty cool thing to watch.
Inflation. Can't be doing it for 50.
I need to talk to whoever puts the muzzle on. That thing better be tight and not come off, though, because that'd be rough middle. If I got that thing on his back and the muzzle pops off, we're screwed.
I do like the fact that you have that thing on its back, though, in your head.
Yep.
Yeah, you got a bear.
3.5 footer. 3.5 footer.
Okay, all right. We got that thing smaller. The orangutan, no way. But
hell no.
No way.
Yeah, you're more confident on a bear than an orangutan.
Absolutely, Jage. You know that. You have to be. Why wouldn't you?
You have to be.
If he's declawed, I mean, you can't. If you cut a chimp's hands, feet, and head off, then yeah, I feel okay about it.
Okay.
The arm length of the orangutan is really what scares you. I mean, it could keep you far away with that arm length.
yeah, but also what we've learned, and video is proving from one particular zoo, that orangutan grabs that person's shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Right in the right in this area.
Yeah.
Come here, fucker.
Yeah, and just starts banging them off the cage. I changed my tone a little bit after seeing that video because that was a happy orangutan. They were saying, let's come see the big happy orangutan.
Wasn't that big either.
No. Long ass arms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They got reach.
Good grip strength.
All right, JJ, you beating up the bear, yeah?
I always say, I would rather wrestle a bear than a snake or a scorpion. I don't like little things. I don't like little quick things. I want something big that I can see. So I'd like to think with a muzzle and declawed, I could pin it.
Well, sometimes you get the bear, and sometimes the bear gets you.
The bear gets you.
But those
If you see me fighting a bear in the woods, help the bear.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. We appreciate you, man. You're the best. Enjoy Vegas.
All right.
Nice.
See you guys.
JJ Watt.